We toured the southern United States and the peninsula of Baja California in our tiny house. We traveled and lived life to the fullest during this time. We saw deserts, mountains, and beautiful beaches. We saw some of the most beautiful landscapes we've seen, and we have definitely experienced some of the happiest moments of our lives. But like anything else, we came to an end, and we decided to pursue other dreams.
So the reasons why we sold our trailer are the following. One, we visited almost every warm kite spot in the US.
Yes.
And since we don't like the cold weather for kiting, we were missing only Cape Hatteras and Hood River, so we didn't plan to go there. So we were headed to South America. The travel trailer wasn't built for South America
It really wasn't.
because there's a lot of potholes and everything. So
And tell them about Mexico.
what happened in Mexico?
Like the
What
potholes
happens in Mexico stays in Mexico.
when we would drive over the potholes in Mexico, like everything would fall over, right? Like the food. I mean, it just wasn't built for that. Because the trailer didn't have the suspension that maybe cars do, right? Like
That was the first reason, because since we were thinking of traveling south, and the trailer wasn't built for that, so that was reason number one.
yeah, that was
Then reason number two was
reason number two.
because we want to chase the wind.
Yeah, we love traveling. We really do love traveling, but our number one, our biggest passion, what we love the most is just kite surfing.
Yep,
That's like
kite surf.
what we were born to do,
Totally.
right?
Yep, plan.
So, even though we love traveling, we love visiting the mountains, everything, beautiful beaches, all that good stuff. If there's no wind, it's not as awesome for us as it would be if there was wind.
Yeah.
That's why we decided to look for other kite spots. And yeah, I mean, sometimes you just have to let go, and this is one of those times when we just decided to
let go. And
let
that's it.
go,
Move on.
sell it, move on, next adventure. And even though, I mean, for me it was harder because I really truly loved living there. I really enjoyed living in the trailer. I had so much fun and everything. But what Alejo said, you know, if we in the future, if we want to live again in a travel trailer, we'll just build another one, right? And start
Yep.
from scratch. What's the worst thing that can happen?
No.
From Florida, we flew to Colombia, our homeland, where we hadn't lived for more than 10 years. In Colombia, we had a conventional life again. We decided to rent a house over the beautiful lake of Calima, where many years ago I had accompanied my dad to windsurf several times. In Calima, we had what we wanted the most, wind to kitesurf literally every single day. So we decided to buy a small truck so we could move around, where we could fit the dogs and our kite gear. Aside from enjoying the wind to the fullest, we made awesome plans and met very special people with whom we will maintain a good friendship. I learned to foil and even participated in my first competitions. While in Colombia, we also took the opportunity to travel to different kite spots around the country, where we kited for hours and hours a day, and it simply reminded us how beautiful Colombia really is, how special our culture, our people, our food, and our music are. It's just incredible. As in every trip, you can never miss those unfortunate times as we were stranded twice on the road, but nothing we couldn't laugh about later. The difficult moment came later when Echo, one of our dogs, lost her vision for good. So while living in Colombia the past couple of months, unfortunately, we've had one of the hardest things that we've had to deal with in the past couple, I would say years, because this has been pretty hard for us, unfortunately. In November, we gave Echo, our girl, we gave her one of those, how do you call that?
I don't know, like anti-tick
Anti-tick pills that are recommended by vets and
like
everything.
the flea and tick.
Yeah, flea and tick, exactly, the
those things.
Ravecto, that one. And we gave it to her one night, right? And then the following day after that, she woke up and she was almost blind. Like her eyes were swollen, her eyes were red. She couldn't see anything. She was, you know, crashing against everything. And we took her to like 5 different vets in Colombia. Nobody really knew what it was. Nobody knew what was happening. They told us that it couldn't be that pill. We still think it is. And unfortunately, well, actually, luckily, we found one of those vets. We found near Cali, and she was great. She really took great care of Echo. She extended her vision as much as she could, right? She gave her, you know, all the medicines that she could find. She helped us so much, but unfortunately, you know, it just kept like getting bad. So sometimes a month, like, she would be really good and her vision was back and she would see everything and she was doing great, and then all of a sudden she couldn't see anything and she was crashing against everything and her eyes were swollen again, and it just kept going on and on for like 2 or 3 months. And unfortunately, one day we just took her to another vet because we were already in another city. We took her to another vet. She was already doing fine. She started getting really bad, and the other vet said, I'm sorry, like, there's nothing to really do. We did all the exams that you could imagine. Like, they did, I don't know, some exams, some weird exams on her eyes. They took like all kind of blood tests and everything, and we ended up the vet ended up recommending that she was going to be blind anyway. It had now developed into a glaucoma. And so her pressure, she was just feeling, not only was it the fact that she was not seeing anything, but it was that she was in a lot of pain. So she wasn't that happy girl anymore. She was now really sad. All of a sudden she was very depressed. She didn't want to play with Ozzy. She didn't want to do much. And that's all because she was in so much pain from the glaucoma, right?
Yeah, we had to do the enucleation because I think that was the best option since we were traveling, because they gave us like several options. But the other one, I mean, it didn't guarantee that it will take the pain away of Echo, so I guess we just decided to do the
cut it.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people said that and what the vet suggested is like not to take her eyes out, but what she kept saying is that, you know, some people, for aesthetics or for them not looking bad, they would just leave the eye and just do like a tiny hole behind the eyeball. But at the end of the day, the pain could come back at any time. So we didn't want to risk it. As we said, we were still gonna love her with eyes, without eyes, with vision, without vision. She's our little girl, so we're still gonna love her regardless of anything that happens. She's a brave girl, and I guess it's just hard for us sometimes. Like, you just think about the fact that she can't see anything, that all she sees is black. So it's really hard. But again, she's very brave, and we're gonna love her, and we're gonna be, you know, not everything's bad, and we're not gonna stop doing things just because of, you know, any kind of situation. We're still full of plans, full of adventures, and excited for what's to come. Our next adventure is, I think, the coolest one of all, and we're so excited to we're planning on spending the next couple of years living on a boat.
So we're gonna look for a boat.
We're gonna look for a boat. So we're excited for that, and we're super excited to share everything with you guys. So stay tuned, subscribe to the channel, and yep.
That's it.
Like the video.